This article summarizes the relationship between Foursquare and Pokemon Go. Until just recently, Foursquare was in a slump. However, the revival of Pokemon Go has led to the success of the company. Many people began to use Foursquare to advertise their businesses, thus resulting in the rise of users. The advertisements also increased because of this. The company was able to take advantage of the demand of the advertisements and raise the prices of the advertisements to make money. Foursquare was able to strategically take advantage of their newfound success to revive the company.
Okay, so this is the graph for the price of the ads over the quantity of the ads of Foursquare. Now, Foursquare is a service that recently witnessed a large increase in the number of people using Foursquare. Now, this is a non-price determinant, so we'll keep that in the back of our head, but let's first look at the original demand curve, which is labeled D, before the increase in number of users. So there's an equilibrium between the price of the ads on Foursquare, which is Foursquare's only way to generate income, and the quantity of ads in which they were being shown to their users. Now, this non-price determinant of an increased number of users because of a complementary service, Pokemon Go, they were able to have an entire shift to the demand curve so that there were more people that were seeing the ads, and therefore the price of said ads would increase because the companies wanted more people to see the ads that they were putting out, and there was a higher demand for those ads. Now, this would be labeled as the new demand curve of D1. Now, it's interesting with the supply of Foursquare. Foursquare is a free service and has no good or service that is tangible. So, once its service is made, there's an initial cost. However, afterwards, its service can be replicated infinitely. So, that's why it goes through the origin. And that explains why there could not be a shift in supply, because the supply will remain constant forever. However, the demand, due to the non-price determinant of a complementary service, shifts in order to make the price of ads increase because more people are going to be watching them. Okay, so in dealing with the signaling and incentives functions of price, there is one key factor in analyzing the Foursquare scenario. The supply of Foursquare is not scarce and never will be because it's an internet-based app and it can be infinitely replicated to as many users as it wants. So that means that no matter how many users, whether one user or 1 billion users, the supply is always going to remain constant to however many users because there's an infinite number of supplies and there's no element of scarcity. So with the signaling incentives functions, it works differently because when there's not a scarcity of a resource, the demand will not supersede the supply and cause an increase in price. However, we have to analyze the complementary good, which is the quantity of ads. And as the number of ads increase, the number of people that are using the app, the number of ads increase, and the price of those ads increase because more people are viewing them, and companies want their products to be seen by more people. However, the supply of these, the only determinant of the supply of the number of ads is the number of people using it. So there's no scarcity of the resource of ads. So therefore, the signaling incentive functions for Foursquare and its internet-based app is not exactly there because the availability is completely dependent on the demand of the service and can infinitely be replicated. So in conclusion, the article talks about the correlation between Pokemon Go and Foursquare and how the increase in one proximity-based service added more users to another proximity-based service, and from that, the quantity of ads and therefore the price of those ads increased. And that creates a shift on the demand curve, which is important to note because it's a non-price determinant, and the price that people are willing to pay for their ads will increase because those ads would be shown to more people. And finally, the supply is infinite because it is something that can be replicated on a mass scale for no additional cost.